Hello and welcome to Voices of Maximilian Globus, the podcast where we explore the people, ideas, and innovations shaping the future of global excellence. I'm your host, Dennis, and I'm proud to be part of the Maximilian Globus family, a company that thrives on connection, ambition, and impact. Each episode will dive into inspiring conversations with team members, leaders, partners, and visionaries from across our global network. Whether you're tuning in from one of our offices or simply curious about what drives us forward, this is your behind-the-scenes look at the culture, values, and creativity that fuel Maximilian Globus. So sit back, plug in, and let's explore what makes Maximilian Globus more than just a company, but a movement powered by people. Let's start with emotional boundaries. This is something many of us struggle with, especially in a world that constantly demands our attention. What exactly are emotional boundaries? Well, they're the invisible lines we draw to protect our mental and emotional well-being. Think about it. How often do you find yourself taking on other people's stress, feeling guilty for saying no, or letting work-related anxieties spill over into your personal time? Setting emotional boundaries means recognizing that your feelings and energy are finite resources. It means learning to differentiate between your responsibilities and others, and understanding that it's okay, even necessary, to protect your peace. This can manifest in small ways, like not checking work emails after a certain hour, or in bigger ways, like clearly communicating your availability to colleagues and clients. It's about empowering yourself to decide what you will and won't absorb emotionally. Now let's pair that with daily scheduling. Some people hear scheduling and immediately think rigid or boring. But I see it as a blueprint for freedom. A well-structured day isn't about packing every minute. It's about intentionally allocating time for what truly matters, both professionally and personally. When you schedule effectively, you're not just organizing tasks. You're creating space for emotional recovery and personal fulfillment. This could mean blocking out time for deep work without interruptions, but it also means scheduling in your lunch break, your workout, family time, or even just 15 minutes to read a book. These aren't luxuries. They're essential components of a balanced life that prevent burnout. One practical tip I always share is to schedule your non-negotiables first. What are the things that keep you grounded and happy? Maybe it's your morning meditation, an evening walk, or dinner with your partner. Put those in your calendar and then build your work schedule around them. This sends a powerful message to yourself. Your well-being is a priority. So how do these two ideas, emotional boundaries and daily scheduling, work together? Imagine your schedule as the framework of your day and your emotional boundaries as the walls that protect the interior. Your schedule helps you allocate time for work and life, while your boundaries prevent one from constantly encroaching on the other. For example, you might schedule a hard stop for work at 5 p.m. That's a scheduling decision. The emotional boundary comes into play when a late email comes in and you choose not to respond until the morning, protecting your evening with your family. Or you might schedule a personal appointment, and an emotional boundary prevents you from feeling guilty or letting a colleague persuade you to reschedule. It takes practice, self-awareness, and sometimes a bit of courage to implement these changes. You might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being constantly available or taking on too much. But remember, you're not just setting boundaries for others, you're setting boundaries for a healthier, happier you. In conclusion, finding that sweet spot of work-life balance isn't a passive act, it's an active creation. By intentionally establishing emotional boundaries, you safeguard your inner peace and energy. And by thoughtfully structuring your daily schedule, you ensure that there's dedicated time for all the facets of your life that bring you joy and purpose. So I encourage you this week to pick one small emotional boundary to set and one personal non-negotiable to schedule into your day. Start small, be consistent, and watch how these powerful habits transform your well-being. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Up and Personal. If you love this episode, share it with a friend, and I'll catch you next time for more ways to live your best life.